Good performance today, obviously, against Alloa, who are quite high up in the league. How do you think the performance today for the boys went?
Yeah, over the moon. I think the boys were very, very good. It's felt a long time coming, the 3 points, but I thought all over the pitch, the way we dealt with the conditions, it's probably the worst conditions been out there for a while. And yeah, no, I thought they were outstanding. To get through that, we scored 2 early goals, which was really, really good. We've started games pretty well this season, but maybe not got the rewards for coming fast out the blocks. We did today, 2 excellent goals again. The way the first one we managed to play through the wind and work it all out the pitch, and Maxie's got a great finish. The second one we worked before the game on trying to win the ball higher up, and Seb does that. Seb does that really well and slides at Shanksy, and Shanksy, slides it past the goalie. So that was a great start. Obviously conceding the goal to let them back into it was frustrating. It's a bit of a freak goal, with the conditions. It's spun up, and I've actually looked away and think it's away, and it's came back. And the guys have got to do that. Jack Newman's got to do that. But I thought the way the team reacted, because that's been questioned, in the last few weeks. I think the way that when teams have scored one, they maybe scored 2 quickly. And timings of goals, we've worked a lot and spoke a lot on that. So look, the reaction of that last hour there, really, from when they scored, was really, really good and showed the other side to us. And then in the same token, we could have picked them off a couple of times as well. So no, delighted, absolutely delighted with the guys, and they deserve that. They really deserve that 3 points.
That's now 7 games unbeaten at home this season, excluding the Scottish Cup, of course. How do you think the home performances have been impacting your season so far?
I think home form's been so important to us. We know we know at the moment we're struggling away from home, but when you are doing that, you need to pick up the points here. And look, we were all disappointed, really disappointed a couple of weeks ago when we dropped points against Hamilton when we were in a comfortable position. And again, it's just showing the improvements we're making. In between these games, is that we've managed to come through today and in a similar kind of situation, 2-1 up with a long period of the game left, and we've seen it out. So no, home form at this place important to us. The way we've handled conditions today, like I say, that was really good as well. And yeah, individually and collectively today we're really good, and the boys are working hard to fix that away form. We're all working really hard on that. But look, like I said, the home form out there has been really good. It was good last season as well. I think that's back to November last year now, I think, since we've lost the league here. So yeah, that is important to us. But I think the guys' performance levels there deserve the 3 points.
And Shanks now up with 7 goals in all competitions this season. It seems like his confidence is only growing in form, really. How do you think he's affecting the team with his goal contributions this season?
I think I'm glad you mentioned him, because I was going to mention him myself. I think today's performance was the best we've maybe seen from Shanks. I think he's getting better and better. His maturity to his game. He took one in there the second half. And just laid it off. Something as simple as that. In the past, he might have wrestled a bit more with the defenders and maybe got frustrated more, but because he gets a hard time up there. I think the 2 centre halves, they definitely know they've been in a game, and I think everything he done today was just, he knocks his pan in every single week for us, and now he's putting the goals on the board, which is again so vital. When you see your striker scoring goals, it's exactly what you want, and I think everyone can see today how good he was, and we're really pleased with him. He's so important to us, and putting behind the summer we had, and coming back, and we're seeing really the best version of Shanks now. And as I say, his maturity, the way he's taking information on board, the way he's performing, taking other teammates into play, is really, really good and a real positive. I thought the front three today were all really sharp, the ones that started the game, and obviously 2 of them scored, and Seb gets the assist. So no, he's bringing guys into play, and he's enjoying his football. He's such a good lad and such a workhorse that he just wants to be out there for 95 minutes every week. So no, delighted. I think the way he does put himself about, he's always at a risk of maybe fouling or picking up yellow cards, which he did today, which I didn't think was a yellow, the one he did get. But no, we're delighted with him and really happy he's here.
Touching on that yellow card decision, obviously the decisions in this game really didn't go the ways you were wanting for you. There was a possible red card shout. A few yellow cards that weren't really needed. How do you feel that obviously your team were affected by some of the decisions today?
Yeah, they kept it under control. Obviously, at the sidelines we maybe got a bit more involved, because it is frustrating. I'm just delighted I'm not standing here, saying there's had an effect on us getting 3 points. I'm obviously delighted with 3 points. I think it's all right. That's 2 weeks we came off a pitch now where both teams, both managers are kind of disappointed with the way it's went. I think the set one where he rolls the defender and he's last man. I think everyone on the pitch can see that's a red card. He's outside the box as well, so there's no double jeopardy there to come into play. But I think they said there's a covering defender, which I've not seen it back yet. But again, everyone you speak to, even their players come off the pitch there. Yeah, it's been disappointing, because we don't want to speak about them. We don't want it being a problem, but it seems to be. Most weeks now there's issues from both teams. You can understand if one team's unhappy and the other team's delighted they've got decisions, but yeah, it's frustrating. That one as well. It felt such a big moment in the game. And like I say, I'm just delighted that it's not had an effect for the boys or impacted the 3 points we've got, because you go 3-1 up or they're about 10 minutes, a completely different last hour. So yeah, disappointing. There was one at the end as well, which I don't know. No one knows in the ground what it was given for. We think it's a foul to us, and it's went the other way, and there's additional time played. So yeah, we don't want to dwell on it, but it is disappointing. I think it does need highlighted. It's been a frustration, obviously not just for ourselves, but I think for others as well.